Hello, it's Miss Allie from the library, along with her little friend, the little blue dragon. Okay, so hello and welcome, and I'm here to tell you a story. But if you've been listening to my stories, you know that you've got to do something for me first. What's that? Can I hear you say it? What? Yes. I think they know. I do think they know what they've got to do. Okay, little dragon is telling me to just get on and let's get that imagination fired up. So, are we ready? Let's rub our hands together. Can we feel the imagination? Is it coming? Is it coming? Is it there? And imagine! Imagine a story. Imagine a book. Imagine a story. Open our eyes and let's have a look. Who is this? Do we recognize this character? It's Elmer. And this story is Elmer on stilts. The story was thought up using his imagination by David Mckee, who also made the beautiful pictures. Oh, look, I just thought my bracelet is a bit like Elmer, all lots of different colours. There we go. Right, are we? Oh. Am I forgetting something? Is that why you're nudging me? Thank you, David Mckee, for thinking up the story and making the beautiful illustrations. But who else do we have to thank? Can I hear you say it? The publisher. That's right. So the publisher of Elmer on Stilts is the Anderson Press. So thank you, Anderson Press, for making this book that I can put on my library shelves, but also thank you for letting me read it aloud to our Amity children. Okay. Am I missing anything else? Am I? What? Oh, the blurb. So there is a bit of writing on the back of the book that tells me a little bit about the story. Shall I read it? So it says, the hunters are coming and all the elephants are worried. Elmer, the patchwork elephant, comes up with a plan to outwit the hunters, but things don't turn out quite as planned. Oh, sounds a bit scary. Ooh, I hope no elephant gets hurt. Let's find out, shall we? Elmer on stilts. Look at poor little dragon. I think he's a bit worried about Elmer and his friends. One morning, Elmer, the patchwork elephant, met some of his friends. They were looking very worried. Oh dear, Elmer, they said, those awful elephant hunters are coming. What can we do to escape them? Said Elmer. Let me have a think. I am sure that I can come up with something. Oh, look at that lovely giraffe. Elmer went for a thinking walk. He was thinking about how hunters look for elephant footprints and follow them until they find the elephants, when suddenly a voice said, "Look out, Elmer! Watch where you're going." A very tall giraffe was speaking to him. "Sorry," said Elmer, "I didn't see you up there. But you have just given me a very good idea." And he hurried off to find the other elephants. "I've an idea," said Elmer to the others. "Let's walk around on stilts." "This is no time for jokes, Elmer," said an elephant. "The hunters are coming." "I'm serious," said Elmer. "Hunters look for us by following our footprints. They'll never look up and see us. The elephants thought that Elmer's idea was a good one and were very soon hard at work. Some made stilts from very strong wood. Other elephants brought tree trunks and made a ramp that the elephants could walk up to get onto the stilts. Elmer went first. He walked up the ramp and, using his front legs to hold on, he put his back legs onto the stilts. "It's easy," he called. "My trunk helps me to keep balanced." Can you see? Elmer on stilts. Unfortunately, because Elmer was so heavy, the stilts immediately sank into the ground. "Oh no," groaned the elephants. "It won't work." "I know," said Elmer. "I know," said Elmer, "but if we put flat pieces of wood on the bottom of our poles, the stilts won't sink into the ground." What a clever elephant he is. I think he's very clever thinking of that. He's spreading the weight, you see. "Then, if we colour the stilts green," continued Elmer, "the hunters will think that they are plants. And we can shape the flat bits like monsters' feet. If we put them on backwards as we walk, it will look like a monster's trail, but going in the opposite direction. The hunters will follow the footprints away from us to try and find the monsters." Isn't he clever? So, it wasn't long before the elephants were walking on stilts, leaving a trail of prints pointing away from them. "The more the hunters look, the further they will get away from us," chuckled Elmer. There was one thing, however, that Elmer had forgotten. Elephant hunters are cowards. When they saw the footprints, the hunters all said the same thing. "Oh no, monsters!" Then, shaking with fear, they hurried off in the opposite direction, towards the elephants, and crash! They didn't notice the stilts and bumped right into them. The elephants all fell off, but instead of falling onto the hard ground, they fell onto the soft, round, fat hunters. One by one, Elmer and the elephants got up and walked away. "Dear, oh dear," they said. It was a long time before the hunters managed to crawl away, moaning they would never be back. "Hurrah for Elmer," shouted the elephants. "His idea saved us. We don't need stilts anymore." "We don't need them," smiled Elmer, "but we could have some fun on them." And that's exactly what they did. There we go. Isn't that nice? Now, Mr. Blue Dragon, do we have time for another story? What do you think? Have we got time? Mr. Blue Dragon, who's the one who's in charge, says yes. Right. I know. I've got another Elmer story. Shall we read that? Okay, shall we read that? Let's have a look. And this one is called Elmer and the Big Bird. Now, it's still by David Mckee, who thought up the story using his imagination and drew the pictures using his imagination and skill, and published by the Anderson Press. So thank you, Mr. Mckee, for a wonderful book, And thank you, Anderson Press, for giving me a book to put in my library and allowing me to read this story to Amity children. Okay, are we sitting comfortably? Yes? He is. Are you? Right, okay. One more story, and then it's time to go. Ooh. Can you see an Elmer there? I can't see an Elmer there. Let's have a look. Elmer and the Big Bird. Elmer, the patchwork elephant, was watching his cousin Wilbur. Wilbur was playing voice tricks for some friends. He was making his voice come from the trees a long way off. Strange, thought Elmer. No birds around. They love Wilbur's voice trick. I wonder where they can be. Elmer left the others and went to find the birds. As he walked, he called out, "Yoo-hoo, birds! Where are you?" Suddenly a bird flew out of a cave and said, "Shh, Elmer, quickly, come inside." Can we see the ball? Look at that cave. The cave was full of birds. "We're hiding from that huge, nasty bully bird that's on the red rock," said one. "He frightens us. Have you seen him?" "No," said Elmer. "I'll go and talk to him." "That won't do any good," sighed a bird as Elmer left. Oh, poor little birds hiding in a cave because of a nasty bully. Oh, look at him. He's a very big bird. Sure enough, there was a big bird on the rock. "Hello, you're new here," said Elmer. "You're welcome to stay, but please don't frighten the little birds." "Frighten them? They'll do as I say, or I'll do more than frighten them," screeched the bird. "I like to frighten, and I'll decide if I stay or not." What a meanie! Elmer returned to Wilbur and the others and told them all about the bully bird. "Don't be frightened, little dragon. I don't know. Look at him. He's like one of the little birds hiding." "If he won't stop being nasty," said Elmer, "I'll need your help and the help of the really big bird." "The really big bird?" asked Wilbur. "Yes," said Elmer. "Here's the plan." The next day, Elmer went back and said, "You're right. The bully is awful. We might need the really big bird." "A really big bird?" asked the little birds in chorus. "Yes," said Elmer. He explained what he intended to do and then said, "That bully gets one more chance. If he's still nasty, I'll call the really big bird." The bully bird saw Elmer coming. "Stupid elephant," he muttered. "I'll scare him." He dived straight at Elmer. Elmer hummed a little tune and pretended not to notice. The bird hurtled down, screamed, and at the last minute swooped up again to his rock. Elmer acted as if nothing had happened. "Are you all right?" Elmer asked. "You sounded frightened." "Frightened? Me?" scoffed the bully bird. "Fat chance." "Well," said Elmer, "the birds have a friend much bigger than you. Leave them in peace or I'll call him." "Bigger than me? Impossible," shrieked the bully bird. "Leave them in peace indeed. Call him. Go on, call him." Elmer trumpeted loudly. A deep voice came from far away. "Where's that horrible bully who frightens little birds?" In the distance, something started to rise. You see, I wonder if you can tell what's happening. At that moment, there was a sound of running and animals coming racing by. "Run for it, Elmer," they called. "The really, really big bird is coming." He can't be that big," stammered the bully bird. The rising shape was that of an enormous bird. "Let's see what a really nasty bird can do," came the voice. "Oh no, I've just remembered," said the bully bird. "It's Uncle's birthday. I must go." He left very quickly. "Come back, coward," called the voice, but the bully bird had gone. The huge bird came closer, changed shape, and started to break up. It wasn't one bird, it was all the small birds flying closely together. Laughing happily, they began to land. Wilbur came out of hiding as the animals returned. "Well done, everybody," said Elmer. "I love that voice, Wilbur." "Thank you all," said one of the small birds. "Now we can live normally again." From the distance came the voice of the really big bird. "That's what I call togetherness," Elmer laughed. "Thank you, Wilbur. I couldn't have put it better myself." The end. Isn't that lovely? All the friends helping each other. And silly old bully boy bird, he had a chance. He could have been nice, but he wasn't, was he? Now I think it's time for me to go, and little blue dragon too, because we've got work to do. Okay, bye for now. Goodbye.